Okay guys, time for another video, and this is one that you've been waiting for, or at least that I've been promising for a while. Let's start with where we're at. We are at Sun Harley Davidson. You'll see Jade there in the background. We're up here because we're having some stuff done to her. Specifically, we're having heated grips installed. Don't want to tackle any wiring issues myself. Why are we having heated grips installed? Well, I live in Colorado, and this morning it was 37 degrees leaving my house. I need some heated gear. I don't want to give up riding anytime soon this season, so I'm going to push it as far as I can by getting the right gear for the job. Now, I have been promising you to do a what are the upgrades I have on my motorcycle video to bring you up to speed on everything on Jade, and that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. After the grips are installed, we're going to go back to the house up in the mountains outside of Boulder, and I'm going to go over everything that's on her, show you what the grips are like, give you a quick review on those, and yeah, that's about it. So I will see you in a few moments. Okay guys, we're back at home, got the install done. Let's get into the meat of the video and talk about the upgrades that I have on Jade Shadow. Okay, so I'm going to be telling you what we've done and give you my opinions as far as how happy I am with the modifications. Some will be simple, some will be a little bit more complicated. Let's talk. So, starting right up front, we got these covers here on the bolt. Just some really basic, non-ornamental black covers. I like them a lot better than the exposed nuts. I did miss an opportunity to put a little bit more decoration on the bike. I'm thinking about maybe changing those to the WillieG because I have several WillieG items throughout the bike, as you'll see. But that's still out. I'm not sure what we're going to do there, if we're going to change it at all. Okay, moving on up, we have the WindSplitter windshield. Now, this windshield started out as a windshield from a prior version many years ago of a Road King CVO model. And these are really popular for the Road King, but they're very, very hard to get. They're only in production apparently a few times a year. Some years have been skipped, is my understanding, but it is a great windshield. I could not be happier. On the inside, we have this guy here, which opens and closes to give you some airflow options. It's great. It performs amazing. It's just a very comfortable windshield to come or to ride with. The top of the windshield right up here, right there, comes right about the middle of my chest, but the airflow continues to go up all the way over my helmet. So great visibility, great comfort. I just love it, and I love the look that it has on the bike. Now over here we got a couple things going on. We got the mirrors, which we inverted. I love this look. I love the visibility because before all I could see was my shoulders. Now I know you can get wider mirrors, but I really didn't want mirrors sticking out past the handlebars. So slinging it down underneath is really, really good. Now the only problem is that it takes a while to position them so they don't hit the tank. Sorry about the blurring. So they don't hit the tank when you turn your handlebars all the way in to lock. It takes a few minutes to figure out how to position them there, but once they're there, you're fine. But also, when you have the TourPak on that we're going to come to later on, that does block some of the view down here. So you have to angle them again a little bit differently to compensate, but I have great view. I don't worry about it. I can see clearly behind me the way that they are now. It just takes a minute to get them dialed in. Now let's go all the way down here to the engine guard. And you're probably asking me, why are we talking about the engine guard? Because it's stock. Well, it's stock, but I've changed it 3 times. I've gone to a mustache, I've gone to a full size, thinking about things I'm going to do with the bike. I've come back to this. This is what works best for me. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I experimented and learned a little bit about the pros and cons of the different bars, but this is what works best for me, primarily because of this. So this is the extreme heavy breather. This is what they use on the King of the Bagger bikes. You have airflow on the inside, as you can see, airflow on the outside. It's getting a little dirty. I'm gonna have to clean it here. I had this on my previous bike, my 2020 Fat Bob, and loved it. I love it even more on this bike. You literally, when you hit 40 miles an hour, you have a ram air effect going on and a big surge of power. You can tell the difference. It's great under 40. It is fabulous over 40. I love this air breather. Okay, let's take a look around. Now, the cover down here, I did change to a WillieG. I did do a video where I showed how I painted this so that it wouldn't just be all black. It would have the red logo or the red skull and the lettering stand out, because I added the fat spark plugs in red. I wanted just a little bit more. I didn't want just one item on the bike to be red. A couple highlights I thought would be excellent. And when we get to the other side of the bike, you're gonna see what else I did in red. Matter of fact, let's go there now. So you'll see down here the cover, I colored in the 114 in red as well. I think it works. It's not too much. It's not too little. I think it's just perfect. Now, as you may have seen from previous videos, I did replace the horn cover, or at least put a skull cover on the horn cover. It lasted a whole couple weeks, and then I just couldn't take it. It was just too much, in my opinion. So we've gone back to the original horn cover. I might be going WillieG on this. I'm just not certain at this point. Right here, the rear crash guards. I think that this does great to add enhancement to the look of the bike, and from a functional standpoint, they're amazing. I am extremely happy with these. I'm looking forward to also using them as camera mounts. Super versatile. I'm very, very seriously considering getting the additional railings that go along the side and back. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now, one thing I am not happy with, I got these skull covers. It's basically 3M adhesive that goes over the side, what are those things called? Reflectors, just to add some more character. It, like the horn cover, is just coming across to me as a little bit too much. So I'm gonna be taking those off here real soon. Not happy at all. Okay, let's look at a major component on the bike that I've added, and that is the TourPak. Now, pros and cons. Absolutely comfortable for the very rare occasions that my wife has gone riding with me. I think from a functional standpoint, what I've learned about having a TourPak is I don't think I could live with one from this point on. Any bike that I have that can take a TourPak will have a TourPak. This one is the quick release TourPak, so I can take it off and put it on a custom rack that I built in the garage when I'm not using it, or if I just want to go with a slim down look. But it clips right back on. The pad, the rack on the back of the pack, the rack for the pack, however you want to say it, and the actual pack itself, or 3 separate components that you have to get individually and put them together. Okay, so this one, I was faced with making a decision. Do I want to go with the Harley one? Because if you go with the Harley one, all of these little hinges, the latch on the other side, they're all chrome. So you have to get the TourPak, then you have to get For this coloration, I wanted matching black, so you'd have to get all the hardware in black, swap those out, pay a ton for this rack up here, and this pad, the backrest, was extremely expensive through Harley. So what I thought I would do, because it is a perfect match, if you can see the Harley seat there, is I went with Hogworkz. Now, pros and cons. Number one, I've had it for 2 years. Functionality-wise, it's been great. Quality-wise, I know why the Harley cost more. So some simple things, like the latches are becoming super loose. See this? Here. This is just getting to be really, really flimsy. Not super happy about that. When you open it, these hinges, just not great. They're a little wobbly. There is a big difference even in the cable restrictor with the Harley one. I've also learned that these are very damaging to the tops of helmets when you have the helmets in here. Just, I don't know. I got exactly what I paid for. Am I disappointed in it from a standpoint of, does it work? Could I live without it? No, I'm not disappointed. At this stage, 2 years later, if I could tell myself 2 years ago, pay the extra little bit money and get what's going to be a little bit better, longer lasting product, I would tell myself to go get the Harley version, not the Hogworkz. From this angle, you should be able to also see I'm starting to get some discoloration on the hardware, especially down in here. And it's not a cleaning thing, it's just the paint's wearing out on it. So I don't know, not just kind of disappointed in that part of it. Okay, going back down here, you'll see the Vance&Hines high output big bore. I believe they're 4.5-inch exhaust. Love the exhaust. Love it, love it, love it. Could it be better? Yes. There's one that has come out since I put these on that wasn't available before that I would have chosen over these, and that is the Tab Performance 50 caliber. But there's nothing wrong with these. The sound is fabulous. The quality is excellent. The performance is noticeable. Okay. Now, let's go over here and turn the power on. Oh, and also talk about these. Recessed gas cap. Recessed fuel gauge. I don't understand why on a bike like this, a special that has all blacked out, that they would put chrome on these from the factory. And the fuel gauge on this was like from the 1960s. Not pleasant. So I went with these. These are still a Harley product. On a scale of 1 to 10, my happiness with them was about an 8.5, a 9. This works well. This lighting system, always correct. I've never had a problem with it. Great product. This works exactly like it's supposed to. However, there are times, because you have to put your thumbs on this, press it down a little bit, and then rotate it around to get it to click and raise. And sometimes if your thumb's dry, or it's too moist, or it's just not perfect, it's a pain in the ass to unlock and to lock. That being said, aesthetically, it is amazing. The quality is extremely high. I love it. Now, the other things that I did is LEDs, which Harley should have come out with. We're beating a dead horse, but these LEDs are amazing. These are Hogworkz. When I chose them, there's a couple different types of LEDs that do different things from different manufacturers. With Hogworkz, you can get this pulsating. Turned into a turn signal, and then when the turn signal is off, it goes back to a running light. That is very, very bright. I am super, super happy with that. Back here, these are also Hogworkz. And you'll see I have one on blinker and one on solid. When you put the brake on, the one on the left-hand side of the screen would be a solid disc. The one on the, well, they would both be solid disc, but you understand what I'm saying. Running lights, it's got the red halo. Braking, it's a solid red, and it's pulsating when it's a turn signal on the back. Now, I did have one of these front ones burn out after about a year of use. And I notified Hogworkz, sent them some pictures. They immediately sent me a full replacement pair, not just the one that burnt out, but the pair for the front. So customer service wise, you can't go wrong with Hogworkz. I'm very happy with their customer service, and their lights have been amazing. Okay, let's get into one more thing that is on this bike. I'm gonna walk around to the other side, and that is my wireless charging phone mount from Quadlock. I love and hate this thing. First of all, the original Quadlock mount was a lot more stable. This one will loosen up, even putting Loctite on all of the bolts all throughout here. This thing still keeps getting loose after 2 months of riding, a month and a half, 2 months. And that annoys me, right? The other thing is that even with the bike off, it is gonna have a tiny bit of a drain on your battery. Now, prior to this, oh, and also backing up, when this came, what I was not aware and what it did not come with was a way to connect it to the bike power. It came with a USB power cord. So what I had to do was my original Quadlock, I had the cable, let's see if I can get down in here. Ah, there we go. That this is from the original Quadlock. This cable up here goes back to the bike power, back by the battery. And I used to plug a tiny little cable in here and one in my phone to charge it. Now, I have to plug the wireless charger into here. So is it really wireless? Did I really do anything special? No. All I did was not have to plug a cable into here. Instead, you theoretically have to, you just put the phone onto here and click it on. However, as simple as that sounds, it is seriously a pain in the ass to get the phone lined up on here, push it in, and then rotate the phone to a locking position. You literally have to put the phone on, because this is, even with this, you're moving it all around trying to find a spot while you're pushing, and you'll finally find the sweet spot and you'll start to push in a little bit. Then you push the phone in to lower that disc, and then you rotate it. It takes me more time to put my phone on this than just putting it on the original Quadlock and plugging the cable into the back or into the bottom of the phone. It's so much easier not to have this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a 3. It is functional, it does exactly what it says, but it is a pain in the ass and time consuming to get it on and off the bike. So that's my opinion. Okay, so is there anything else that I forgot on the bike? No, but I would like to give some honorable mentions. So with this down here, let's see, these guys, I didn't use the factory bolts and mounts for the windshield. I got these from Memphis Shades because they work not only with these, the Harley parts, the Harley windshields and such, but they will also work with the Batwing fairing, which I have as an optional. It's a little dirty now because it's in the garage, Sorry, garage is a mess, but you'll see the rack that I built up there. I can put on more mounts. I can take the windshield off and put it on those two copper pipes. The TourPak has some copper pipes up here that it'll connect to. You can kind of see them up there. And I can put the TourPak on the top. I got helmets. I guess I have a problem with helmets. This one over here that's still covered is the wife's. Only used a few times. My original helmet, my one with the camera mounted, my showy full face, I'm sorry, modular, great ones. But anyway, back to the story. The Batwing fairing, as well as the windshield from Harley, can mount onto those mounts that are from Memphis Shades. So, got some options there. Batwing fairing, I love it. I love it. It's functional, is fabulous. The problem with it, turn signals. It covers up the turn signals. I've tried several different kits to move the turn signals down here. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But the Road King Special has a unique wiring system right up in here on the frame as it comes to the forks. That this plug that this one comes down to and the plug the other one comes down to, totally different. Totally different connectors. It's a pain in the ass without actually splicing wiring, which I have even attempted once. Without actually splicing wiring, you're not going to get anything good to work there. Now, if you go back through other videos, you'll see some of the lighting systems I've tried. Long term, I've not been happy with just the bad look on it, so I've taken them off. That's why we're not using the Batwing fairing. By the way, if anybody wants it, send me a message. I will be happy to sell it to you. We'll figure out a price that's reasonable and shipping and all that good stuff. So Batwing fairing, just not good for me. And that's where we are. Now, that is all the upgrades done on the bike until today. Today, as you saw in the intro, we went and put these WillieG, actually let's switch over here, you might be able to see that better. There you go. The WillieG heated grips. Any of these heated grips are going to be thicker than your standard grips, I found out. And it is very comfortable to hang on to. You have this rubbery part, you have the metal inlay, the metal come through. It feels really good on the hands. You'll see the WillieG logo. By the way, your opinion. Should I paint in the WillieG logos on these to match the WillieG logo down below? Should I leave it all black? Please let me know. Give me what your thoughts are. That being said, let's go over back to the other one. Because this one has the turny knobby thing. And it goes from 0 all the way around to 6. Now, I was warned that these get incredibly hot. So, on the ride home, it's about 56, 57 out. On the ride home, I set it to a 3, and it was about the max I think I could have held on to, even with my gauntlet style gloves, at a 3, and this will go all the way up to a 6. So, will this perform in the really, really cold mornings we're having where we're getting down in the 30s? Yeah, I absolutely think so. Matter of fact, my 28-minute ride from Harley back to my house up here in the mountains outside of Boulder, I will tell you that I will never own another bike without heated grips. I'm starting to get to be an old guy, and my hands ache after a while, right? If nothing else, even having this on a setting of 1, this makes my hands feel really good. So, I'm telling you, I am a total convert. I should have done this years ago. I, again, stand by the statement that I will never own another bike without having heated grips on it. It is an amazing upgrade. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. Even if you're in Texas, where I'm from, and it's 120 degrees out there all the time, having a little bit of extra heat on the muscle of your hands, especially when you're in rush hour traffic and things like that, makes your hands feel incredible. I love it. So that's my take on it. 10 out of 10 on the heated grips. And I've only used them once, but I can tell you they are amazing. Okay, So that is, in one take, that is all of the stuff I have on Jade Shadow so far. I want you, if you would be so kind, leave me a message. Either tell me what you like the most, what you think I've done that has gone too far. Of course, let's just forget about these covers for these blinkers, because I've already said I've gone too far on those. But if there's something else that you think I should do differently, or that you don't like with the build, please let me know. Likewise, if you have any questions, any more in-depth feedback you want on any one of these particular items, again, feel free to ask. I would love to answer any questions you have. And I appreciate you coming along to take a look at what I've done in the custom build with Jade Shadow. And I will see you on the next video. I'm not sure if that one or the one after that is going to be about the gear, but I do have a gear review coming up, from my footwear to my jackets, my helmets, the pros and cons of everything gear related. Extra bags that clip onto the bike. I mean, literally everything. The vast majority of that stuff is not Harley, so you might get some really good ideas outside of the Harley catalog. But things like my boots, if you don't know it, and I'm giving away a little bit, but if you don't know it, Harley Davidson boots are made by Wolverine. Wolverine is extremely well made, and it is extremely comfortable. So I will probably always have Harley branded boots because I love the Wolverines. Okay, that's it. That's my preview. We'll go over gear in the next video or two. And thank you for watching this. I will see you next time. Have a great day.